Bam 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 bam, He-Man, yeah, I have the power. Welcome back to the Masters of the Universe Battleground, painted by me, Duke's Paint Art. So let us begin. We paint this miniature Stratos very fast in a speed paint, and it's not my best work, but it's super effective for the tabletop and the vibrant style. And you see, I prime him black, and then I Cenithal prime him from above with gray, because we want to have the best result for the colors for coming out. So first I use the Oxford blue. The Oxford blue is a bluish purplish color. I use it for the complete miniature, also for the wings. This is the best undercoat for these colors and helps us later immense. So for the base coat, I use the Basalt Grey with the Oxford blue. This suggestion I get from Sergio Luque, my friend, and he say this is really a good combination for the fur and the feathers. And you have to know the miniature has super lot of tiny feathers all over the body, not so the best sculpt, but yeah, it's okay. And you paint really all of these parts of the muzzles and the feathers and so on with this mix. And here you see I paint also about of the feathers down below from the belt, but I realized later that is blue, but you can do it, then you have a good undercoat for the blue. After this I use the Basalt Grey pure. Maybe if you want you can do also a little bit of the Oxford blue in your mix, but I use it pure and paint all the upper parts of muzzles and feathers. You see what I'm doing here, and this is pretty important. Now comes an interesting part. I use the contrast black Templar color as a wash. I don't use Nuln oil or something like that, but because it's too dirty, and the black Templar contrast is, in my opinion, the best choice. I mix it with diluted water, not the contrast medium, only diluted water, and go over all miniature, including the wings. For the bluish part I use the same blue like all other miniatures, because the blue is throwing through the whole range of the miniatures, from Trapjaw, Skeletor, Orko, and so on. The blue is always the same. I use the medium blue. The medium blue is a pretty strong color from Vallejo, and for me one of the best blues and for starting. And yeah, I paint all parts. They are blue. I painted with this color, and be careful a little bit that you have the deepest parts dark, and go gently over all other parts like I do here. And also I paint the jetpack. The wings are pretty easy. I use from scale color the deep red and go over all the wings. They have no rules. It's only one rule: hold the brush with the complete color, hold it a little bit in this direction, and try to hit all the highest parts, and don't hit the deepest parts. But you can hit it. It's improvise a little bit. Use the circle technique. So you see, I play a little bit because it's up to you. They are feathers. They have no rules. So here you see I paint also the helm with the red, and I paint with this blue the side things of the mask. And you see our zenithal priming creates from itself a light effect on the glass from this mask. You see I paint very gently the side stripes of this mask. And then we go back to the gray, more for the first lights, yeah. With lesser water, we go with for the first lights and paint all the first lights with this basalt gray. So for the second light I used the ice yellow, and you see 1 and 2 and 3 step. Yeah, I used the ice yellow because we don't want to lose the gray effect, and the ice yellow is really only pushing the lights of this gray. You can go up further with Ivory and create the next step of the light, but in this case the light is setting and it's almost done. It's shading time. I use the same black Templar contrast for the shades again, and don't forget to dilute it. It's super hot here in the room. That's the reason they dry my first mix, and I have to do a new one on the wet palette. So at this point we start with the second color for the red. I think you understand what you're seeing. I use the Aldebaran Red and the Antares Red and go further and further. Here comes the cool part. Everybody wants the vibrant style, and for me the best part for the best vibrant outcome is here the orange red as a glaze. Go over and over it 3 or 4 layers, and then you have the best lightning vibrant result. And the same as the shadows, you use the Hexed Lichen also in my airbrush, super diluted. You see here I use it for every shadow on the miniature. This brings a cool tone for the Stratos, and okay, maybe only my eyes will see it, and at the end you will not see it, but it's good. You can use this Hexed Lichen for everything. After that, we use the Hexed Lichen. We correct with the blue every blue part that we hit maybe or have a mistake, and then you mix this blue, magic blue, medium blue, like ever you want, with ivory, with ice yellow, or maybe white if you want, yeah, and then paint the upper parts and only the highlights with this color carefully. And if you do this so, then you have save a lot of time for later and don't need to black line this model, because I don't black line these models. If you see this, I do not black line and do not shade. I don't shade the blue. Yeah, you see, I painted only with these colors, mix it brighter and brighter. That's super simple, super easy. So the last part is the face. It's super hard for me. You have to notice I paint here really under the camera, and I'm an old man and my eyes are old and I cannot use my glass. I can use only the display from the camera, and this is pretty hard to see what I'm doing. I start first with the Calvary Brown, and then go further with orange brown, and then with beige red, and then with highlights, basic skin tone. And yeah, and you see I paint only at the beginning I paint only 90% of the face with the Calvary Brown, and then go 80%, 70%, 60%, and so on, yeah, and do some drawing, sketching a face, because it's super tiny. No one will see it at the end. So last but not least, I glaze a little bit the face with the same color, and I check everything of the shadows and so on. Okay, and now I think it's time to see the finished miniature. Here you see, this is my result at the moment. One day I upgraded him with high plus level painting, but for now it's super okay. And how it looks on the battlefield, you see it now. Wow, this is pretty cool. Thank you for watching me. Thank you for supporting me. I love you all. Let comments in the comments list, and like it, thumbs up, share it. Help me to grow this channel. And then we see us in the next mini. Stay tuned when I painted the Masters of the Universe Battleground. Bye.